Hey, my name's James Nicholson. Happy New Year. Now it's time for the property news, the first property news of 2023. This is January 2023 property news. Now, how many times are you going to give the wrong date? So normally for the first few weeks of January, I think it's the year before. Maybe you do too. So what a year we've had. In fact, what a couple of years we've had in property. It's been absolutely bonkers. We've had some record rises in property prices over the last 2 years. And the end of 2022, the market really did start to turn. And the main reason for that is that we talk about this again and again and again. I can't wait till we get to hopefully March and this isn't such a big concern, but inflation, right? So inflation hit 11% at one point in 2022. And in real world terms, some people's basket of goods is even more than 11% higher, depending on the type of stuff that you buy. If you're someone that really needs fuel, for example, maybe you're a driver of some sort, then inflation probably hit you harder than just that 11% right there. Now, it did start to drop a little bit, and so inflation did go down to 10%, and we're hoping that that could be the peak, but we don't know for certain because there is so much uncertainty about it. Now, what is this related to property? Well, the interest rates at the beginning of the year were peanuts, very, very cheap, but we had 9 consecutive interest rate rises during the year, and interest rates have just gone up and up and up and up. And in this year, we're going to see some more of that for sure, until we've really got things under control. Now, when Liz Truss was in as Prime Minister, there were some worrying figures, and they were saying that UK interest rates as the base rate could go up to 6.5%. But now they're saying the base rate hopefully is going to peak at 4.5%. Now, that's dropped significantly, the outlook on that. Maybe that will drop again. So maybe we might get 4% as a base rate this year. That really is determined by this number up here, the inflation first and foremost. So that's something that's going to hit property investors. So what's been going on in the last month and what's expected to happen in January? Well, house prices did start to drop significantly. We saw a drop in October. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was around 0.1%. And in November, some data was saying it was as high as 2.5%. So house prices have started to drop. So in January, we're going to see the December drop. That is going to be data from property transactions that were happening in the summer that were even lower rates that we've got today. Remember, it takes around 5 to 6 months to actually buy a house. So there is that lag in the data. And so we're not really going to know where property sits until mid-spring or summer of 2023. So I expect a little bit more of a drop. That might level out for a period of time because there aren't so many transactions happening. A lot of property came off the market, a lot of buyers came out the market. So you need transactions to happen in order for prices to drop, right? The price doesn't drop until it's actually sold. And so maybe there'll be that little lag because there'll be people that took their property off the market just with a wait and see approach. What will start to happen now is you'll get people putting property on the market that need to sell. And that's what can potentially drag down house prices in real world terms. People that need to go from a 3-bed down to a 2-bed, maybe because they've lost their job. People that are being hit really hard with the cost of living crisis or the interest rate rises. Those transactions, I think you're not really going to start seeing those until the summer. And so we will be looking at more house price drops in 2023. Who knows how far? What was interesting is there was a lot of doom in the papers last year saying 30% drops was probably some of the biggest ones. But now Nationwide's come out with data and they say it's more likely that we will have a soft landing, meaning around about a 5% drop in house prices. We've already gone down 2.5% in a month. So maybe we're just going to have some 0.25%, 0.5% drops on a month-by-month basis going forward. I don't know, you don't know, right? No one can be certain. Will rates keep rising? Yes. Will we have some more rates rises at the next Bank of England meeting? Probably yes. And that really is going to start hitting the market. So what is the good news for property investors like us? Because you want to make some money in property if you're watching a channel like this. Before we jump into that, make sure you do smash the like button on this video, guys. This really helps me get this going on YouTube. We've got 3,500 subscribers now. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed, which is 70% of you, take that finger of power, smash that subscribe button as well, hit the bell notification. Also comment, let me know your opinions on anything I've said or anything I said later in the video. So look, yeah, house prices are definitely going to keep dropping. Interest rates are going to go up, which means mortgages are going to be more expensive. However, things are starting to look good for investors. There are some good opportunities out there already. So I follow along with a lot of the auctions. There are deals happening in auctions already. For the last 2 years, some auction houses could sell a house for the same price that you could get through an estate agent because there were tons of buyers. Because there are not so many buyers in the market at the moment, if you start looking at auctions, you can get properties well below market value, and that could be an opportunity. One of the biggest opportunities, though, in 2023 and right now is Section 24, right? So Section 24, I made a video on this the other day. So go and check the previous videos on the channel about that. Now, Section 24 is basically a tax on landlords that own property in their personal name. Very, very hard to buy property in your personal name and it be tax efficient now because you're getting taxed on the gross rent before you've deducted expenses, which makes it a nightmare for landlords. So that means a lot of landlords are selling properties and exiting the market, which is really, really not a great situation for people to be in. Now, those landlords need buyers. There are less buyers in the market. Maybe they've got tenants already as well, which makes it even more complicated. That means there's some deals to be had, guys. And so if you can go and find these types of deals, find these people in this scenario and take on that asset from them, you could really, really do well by clearing up and buying and then putting them in a limited company where it's way more tax efficient. Again, there's more videos on this channel about how that works as well. So Section 24 is an opportunity. That's a very, very big thing that you could be looking at as well for deals like that. There are also deals and things like that you can do at the moment. For example, things like rent to rent, where you rent a property and then rent it out as a serviced accommodation, or turning to a high cash flow strategy like an HMO, because people are going to be looking for smaller, more affordable accommodation during a recession. So there is tons of good opportunity out there. And when people are fearful in a market like this, this is where more business is done and more millionaires are made than at any other time in human history. So you should be going out there and finding these great deals, these great opportunities for you to make some money in property. I think 2023 is going to be a roller coaster of a year. I'm going to see some more price drops, but I know that there are already good deals out there in the current market, and that's what you need to start going and looking on. Now, we're going to be running a training on that in the next few days, and so in the pinned comment I'm going to put a link where you can register for a free training on how to get good at property investing in 2023. So make sure you click on the link, fill in all your details, get registered, come and join us on the live training, ask your questions and figure out this could be the biggest opportunity of a lifetime. You've been waiting for the market, you've been waiting for houses to get cheaper. This is what's happening right now. Let's get educated and get this working for you. Do check out all my other content on the channel, including this video right here.